her to see it.
It's Rocket the Dog Show. Your host Joe Vinny. I got a GoFundMe page. I'm in a legal battle with. I lost my leg. I got dismembered. And I lost my fiance, and I got ripped off of every dime of my settlement. I'm putting in to sue these attorneys myself, and it costs a lot of money to sue an attorney. The court course for taking a case is $450. Plus, you have to have briefs typed up and motions and every other damn thing. It's not easy at all. So I need help legally. Murder. You could buy me. A small donation is attached to it. Joe Maffucci, MAFFUCCI, GoFundMe. Help solve Joe Vinny's legal battles. Joe Vinny Maffucci, Joe VINNY, MAFFUCCI. GoFundMe. Thank you.
She says there's no bullet hole, there's no gore, there's no blood, right? Well, now the details are coming out that the bullet is exploded inside of Charlie Kirk's body. Whether they've recovered it or not and sent it off for analysis or over to Quantico, I don't know the full details on that, but I do know the details of what is going on with this. And Alex Jones was able to get those exclusive details. Let me go ahead and share that with you guys now, and then I will react to it.
I got a call last night from Jack Subway, and he says, yeah, we see your viral post from an hour ago where you're quoting the TPUSA spokesperson, who, by the way, is a big fan of yours. You know, you've met him, you've had dinner with him, Andrew Colvin, where he's quoting the surgeon that attended to Charlie when he was brought in, and he didn't want to give the details out, so I understand how it looks a little weird. The bullet didn't go through. You need to call him. So I call him, and he goes, listen, I don't want to give the details out. I said, well, I can't help it if I'm explaining. He goes, okay, fine, but it's really gruesome. And he said that...
By the way, keep in mind, I'm going to share what Alex Jones had to say, what Turning Point USA has to say. He's now going to explain what the surgeon who worked on Charlie Kirk and his destroyed body and neck had to say. I'm also going to tell you what Erica Kirk had to say after seeing her husband's body.
Again, he's being shot from down an angle. It hits the spine and then bounces down, which is what it's going down, and then it deflects with its velocity, goes back into the spine, blows out 6 vertebrae. The bullet then shatters. That's what they do. I've shot wild hogs straight on. This has happened, and deer, and then exploded into the heart, and fragments shot up. So he oversimplified what he said. Oh, then they found the bullet up in the shoulder by the neck. No, it was fragments. And I'm sitting there listening to this in the car, and I'm like, yeah, usually I shoot a deer or hog, in the shoulder. If you get a clear shot, but in the woods, you only get a front shot. I do it. You hit him in the front. I mean, it'll go in, back out the side, out the front. I mean, it does wild stuff. So I'm not, saying this is absolutely the perfect answer to all of this, but I talked to FBI ballistics experts. They said yes, and I've seen it myself, so that made a lot more sense. So it didn't go through because, oh, yeah, think about it. It's coming down at a major angle, then hits the bone and ricochets down. And I've seen that happen many times where you go into the front of a mammal, that's what he was, a great man, and then it bounces around. And when I first saw the report, because he was explaining what the surgeon said without giving me all the details, I said, that makes no sense, but I've actually shot hogs. Well, in one case, I've shot a lot of them. So they're feral, they want you to get rid of them, and they eat the baby deer and just destroy everything.
Okay, let me just make sure that people are understanding this. So we all see the bullet hole, and we're expecting what happens. The backside is, 6 times bigger than the front, right? But because it was an upward angle and Charlie Kirk is still in the process of leaning backwards, it hits and it goes into his spinal cord, and it literally takes out 6 layers of his spine. Boom, 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 boom. And then it hit his heart, and the heart explodes, pushing the now exploded bullet up into his shoulder. But it's fragmented. It's not just like the magic JFK bullet that has a little tiny dent in it. This bullet is shredded into his shoulder, right? So it takes out 6 layers of vertebrae, the heart. This is also why you didn't see blood squirting to the beat of his heart. You saw a massive gush come out onto his shirt and his shoulder. I told you guys this was graphic, so I hope this isn't too much for anybody. So that's what's going on. So there is no exit wound. There's no blood splatter. There's no blood mist. There's nothing on the banner, and there's no bullet hole. Let's keep going with Alex Jones here.
I probably shot 90 or more. I was trying to think about it. Wild hogs. I've shot little ones, big ones. Biggest I ever shot was like 400 pounds. Shot it at about 300 yards or so, straight on. Because it came out of the woods, was turned. I was afraid it was about to go back in. I wanted a side shot. I shot it.
He's going to make a point
right
here
in the face. Said it went right under the neck. And that was a 300 Win Mag, very similar to a 30-06, a little more powerful, but basically the same. And it went in, so we butchered it later, about 2 feet. So to the lower intestine, well, it hit some ribs, broke into pieces, but a bunch of it bounced back up into the shoulder. So people are like, what do you mean magic bullet? Well, magic bullets because they shot Kenny with more than one bullet. They're saying magic bullet here because people are saying it went in the throat and didn't go out the back. Of course, a 30-06 would do that. But if it's coming down like this and then it glances on a bone, then it ricochets down. That's exactly what they do. That's why you can also, because hogs have thicker skulls than really have a deer, you can shoot a hog in the head. That's why you want to shoot in the shoulder instead. And if it hits a little bit of an angle, the skull will deflect it up, and you'll see a bunch of skin blow off the hog's head. But it lives because you didn't get it straight on. So I'm not endorsing that. I'm not saying we shouldn't investigate it, any of that. I'm saying a lot of ballistic experts are explaining that. And when I got the full download of what the surgeon said, and his spokesman was saying, a good friend of his saying, please don't.
Stop buying generic Viagra if you're over 60. You qualify for 9.
In fact, he's in jail for 25 years, and I don't think he should be. He did something very, very bad and very wrong, but I don't know that he should be. So anyway, this is the information. Now, one thing that really stood out to me, and Steve Bannon touched on this, but just how many people in the Trump organization are extremely Christian. I knew some of them had, religious beliefs and ideologies, but to see how many of them were there bearing testimony of Christ, of forgiveness, of Christ's attributes and character was really, really something. I believe this administration
because all it requires is you to say yes. Courage does not require talent. It does not require natural ability. Courage requires a personal decision. It's interesting that people often describe Charlie as completely fearless, but the truth is simpler and much more profound. Charlie simply refused to let fear stop him from carrying out God's will for him and his life. His courage was a daily choice, a yes, no matter the cost, and it cost him his life. This truth forced me to reflect on what we can't control: time. It's fleeting, it's fragile, and it's sacred. Charlie knew this better than anyone else. He didn't waste time. He lived every moment with conviction. He lived as a man of character and truth and courage, and he taught us not just through words, but through actions. Charlie was the same person in private as he was in public, and that's why we trusted him.
Every single one of you make at some point in your life, because for every single one of you, there are a couple thousand students that wish they could speak out like you do. And courage is a choice. It takes no skill to be courageous. You might come up to the microphone and say, Charlie, I don't know my talent, I don't know my skill. The cool thing about being courageous is you just have to say, I choose to be courageous. What can I do to save the country? You answer that question every single day, because you are doing the work to save this beautiful republic. You are doing something that is bigger than you.
He loved this country. He fought for this country. Now we all live to honor his fight.
What young people especially are screaming at is they say, give me a structure that I can live my life by. And especially with young men, more challenging of them, more saying, you know what, honestly, I'm not going to talk down to you. Stop being a boy and become a man. You want to learn what that means? Come to church and I'll tell you what it means to become a man. Because we have the greatest story ever told.
If every over the last 12, 14, 16 years, we've seen this renaissance. Understand where we were at that time in our history. Understand where we are still today in many places, where young Americans are actively told that everything that they were taught, that all the foundations that made our society and our civilization so grand, they were all wrong, they were all evil, that marriage is oppressive, that children are a burden, that America is a source of evil, not of good in the world. And here was this voice that inspired a movement in which young Americans were told, that is not true. The highest calling we are called to is to be in a successful marriage and to raise productive children. And a movement that taught them that ours was not a great country, but the greatest, most exceptional nation that has ever existed in the history of all of mankind. And that it's worth fighting for, it's worth defending, it's worth preserving, and it's worth passing on to the next generation. This was the mission and the work of Charlie Kirk. And a couple things that stand out about him. He led this movement, but he did so with incredible knowledge. It's unbelievable how much he knew. He came to me very recently. He said some quote. He said, I said, who said that? He said, Marcus Aurelius. I said, what district does he represent? I kind of knew who it was, but he said back, no, it's a Roman, philosopher king or emperor. His incredible knowledge. Let me tell you that one of the last messages I had with him was just a few days before his passing, where he wrote me from overseas. I'm in South Korea. I have many concerns I want to share with you when I get back. He was constantly expanding his horizons, but he just didn't have knowledge. He had wisdom, an uncanny amount of wisdom for a man as young as he was. Wisdom that sometimes it takes a lifetime to accumulate. He had it in just 31 years. He was also bold. It is so easy. And listen, I've been guilty of it. I think many of us have been guilty of this. You hide behind the walls and you surround yourself with people that agree with you. We do it as a society all the time. Increasingly, people are moving into neighborhoods with other people that agree with them politically and isolate themselves from people that do not agree with them. But Charlie Kirk was bold. He actively sought out to engage peacefully, respectfully, those who he disagreed with. As recently as 2 days ago, we learned of one of the hosts on CNN who said that one of the messages he had gotten just a few days before Charlie's passing was from him, inviting him to dialogue. And he did this on campuses, he did this on podcasts, he did this on radio shows, he did this on television shows. Time and again, he sought to engage those he disagreed with because he understood that we were not created to isolate ourselves from one another, but to engage. The irony in all this is that what our nation needs, one of the many things it needs, is the ability to discuss our differences openly, honestly, peacefully, respectfully. And Charlie Kirk did that more than anyone alive in America today is doing. And Charlie Kirk was impactful. Impactful because of all the things I've said, but look around this place. There's 100-something thousand people here. The President of the United States is here. His entire cabinet is here. Television outlets and media outlets from all over the world are covering this. I just came from overseas, and every country I stopped, they gave us their condolences for his passing. Impactful in just 31 years of life. He made a difference. He mattered, and he will matter now more than he ever has before. And let me close with this. How do you remember? This is a memorial service. It's to honor him. How do you best remember? I'll take the liberty of saying what I think we can best do. Look, I think he had a tremendous impact on young Americans in general. I think he had a very special and direct impact on young men in this country. That's one of the greatest developments I've seen. It's been very positive. I think we remember him for that. I think we remember him for constantly saying, you want to live a productive life, get married, start a family, love your country. These are powerful messages. But I hope many who are watching, I imagine there are people watching here tonight that didn't know much about Charlie Kirk until 11 days ago. Maybe they were disengaged from politics. Maybe they were partially engaged. I hope one of the things they take from this is that the movement Charlie Kirk led and started and gave fuel to was about politics, but not only about politics. It was deeper. It was broader. And I would say that, taking the liberty, but I'm confident he would agree, one of the things he wants us to take away from this, from all of this, is the following. His deep belief that we were all created, every single one of us, before the beginning of time, by the hands of the God of the universe, an all-powerful God, who loved us and created us for the purpose of living with him in eternity. But then sin entered the world and separated us from our Creator. And so God took on the form of a man and came down and lived among us. And he suffered like men. And he died like a man. But on the third day he rose unlike any mortal man. And then, and to prove any doubters wrong, he ate with his disciples so they could see, and they touched his wounds. He didn't rise as a ghost or as a spirit, but as flesh. And then he rose to the heaven, but he promised he would return. And he will. And when he returns, because he took on that death, because he carried that cross, we were freed from the sin that separated us from him. And when he returns, there will be a new heaven and a new earth, and we will all be together, and we are going to have a great reunion there again with Charlie and all the people we love. Thank you, and God bless you.
A message of faith, family, and country will not be silenced. It always amazes me how Charlie chose to use his platform. He had one of the largest microphones in the entire conservative movement. And what did he do with it? Day after day, week after week, he handed it to the very people who opposed him most. The media tried to smear him as some sort of dangerous radical. But Charlie embodied something at the very core of our movement. When people disagree with us, we don't silence them. We don't destroy them, and we certainly don't sink to violence. We don't burn down their businesses. We don't scream at their children at Disneyland. No. We debate. We stand tall. And we win with our ideas. The true extremists are those who would justify and celebrate taking an innocent life over nothing more than disagreement. That is the real radicalism, and we reject it completely. Charlie delighted in his belief that people could be persuaded. He believed the way to win hearts was with truth, with courage, and with conversation. He would always be the first to say, "You are welcome here." And that's what I want to leave you with today. If we're truly going to honor Charlie properly, his loss cannot be the end of the story. His legacy must be that when they took his life, 1 million more Charlies stepped up to fill the void. We are all Charlie. So let's send a message here today, guys. I want to make sure the world hears us loud and clear. Will you surrender? Will you back down? Will you give up in fear? Good. If you're among the millions of people watching today, please see this and know you are not alone. Charlie's message, like Christ's, was an invitation. If this resonates with you, and you believe American values are worth defending, welcome. If you believe in faith, family, and freedom, then you are with us. No matter your past, no matter how you voted, no matter where you come from, this movement is your home. If you're not already seated at this table, we have a seat prepared for you. If you believe in God and family and country, you are one of us. If you believe our government should put the interests of our citizens first, welcome. If you believe American workers deserve dignity and American families should be able to afford a good life on one salary, welcome. If you reject the propaganda of the fake news media, welcome. If you want to eradicate the criminal cartels and get drugs out of our communities, welcome. If you believe our best days are ahead and are willing to stand up to make America great again for your children and for generations to come, welcome. Charlie loved this country, its people, and the work of persuading others to believe in something greater than themselves. And if we live with that same courage, our legacy, like Charlie's, will live forever. Charlie, my brother, we love you. We miss you, and we will not let you down. And as the scripture promises, well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your Lord. God bless. Thank you so much.
And he did with Charlie. Eleven days ago, God accepted that total surrender from my husband and then called him to his side. More than anything, Charlie wanted to do not his will, but God's will. And over these past 11 days, through all the pain, never before have I found as much comfort as I now do in the words of our Lord's Prayer, "Thy will be done." God's love was revealed to me on the very day my husband was murdered. On the afternoon of September 10th, I arrived at a Utah hospital to do the unthinkable, to look directly at my husband's murdered body. I saw the wound that ended his life. I felt everything you would expect to feel. I felt shock. I felt horror. And a level of heartache that I didn't even know existed. But there was something else too. Even in death, I could see the man that I love. I saw the one single gray hair on the side of his head, which I never told him about. Now he knows. Sorry, baby, I'm telling you now, but never told him. Didn't want to. I also saw this. I also saw on his lips the faintest smile. And that told me something important. It revealed to me a great mercy from God in this tragedy. When I saw that, it told me Charlie didn't suffer. Even the doctor told me. It was something so instant that even if Charlie had been shot in the operating room itself, nothing could have been done. There was no pain. There was no fear. No agony. One moment Charlie was doing what he loved, arguing and debating on campus, fighting for the gospel. Truth. In front of a big crowd. And then he blinked. He blinked. And saw his Savior in paradise. And all the heavenly mysteries were revealed to him. God's love continued to be revealed to me in the days that followed. The next day on the tarmac in Air Force Two, I confronted Usha Vance, precious woman. I held her hand and I told her, honestly, I do not know how I'm going to get through this. She told me something. She said, you know when you're on an airplane with your kids, and it's the last 15 minutes of the flight, things are crazy. Kids are not cooperating, toys are flying everywhere, and everyone's screaming. And you think to yourself, I cannot wait for this flight to land. And it's 15 minutes before you land. And she told me you will get through these 15 minutes. And the next 15 minutes after that. Usha, I don't think you realized it then, but those words were exactly what I needed to hear. But most of all, God's mercy and God's love have been revealed to me these past 10 days. After Charlie's assassination, we didn't see violence. We didn't see rioting. We didn't see revolution. Instead, we saw what my husband always prayed he would see in this country. We saw revival. This past week, we saw people open a Bible for the first time in a decade. We saw people pray for the first time since they were children. We saw people go to a church service for the first time in their entire lives. Charlie liked to journal. And I say this because he did it to remember important moments and sayings that affected him. And one of the things he wrote in his journal was this. Every time you make a decision, it puts a mark on your soul. To those of you out there who just made that decision and took the first step toward a spiritual life, I say thank you and welcome. One day I hope you look back and realize it was the most important decision of your life. Because it is. All of you who are already believers, it is your job to shepherd these people. Do not take that lightly. Water the seed of their faith. Protect it and help it grow. Every day as Charlie rode into the office, he would go through his contact list. And I know there's many of you who were impacted by this. He would go through his contact list and said Bible verses for the day. He knew that faith was a habit. The more you live it, the more it grows. But know this too. The seed has only just been planted. The enemy will tempt you the most in a time like this one. God will always be there for you, but you must choose to mark your soul again and again in the direction of Christ. Pray again. Read the Bible again. Go to church next Sunday and the Sunday after that, and break free from the temptations and shackles of this world. Being a follower of Christ is not easy. It's not supposed to be. Jesus said, if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. He said he would be persecuted. He said we would be persecuted. And Charlie knew that and happily carried his cross all the way to the end. And I want all of you to know, while Charlie died far too early, he was also ready to die. There was nothing he was putting off. There was nothing that was too hard or too painful or nothing that he just felt like he didn't want to do it. He left this world without regrets. He did 100% of what he could every day. But I want you to know something. Charlie died with incomplete work, but not with unfinished business. I will miss him. I will miss him so much because our marriage and our family were beautiful. They still are. The greatest cause in Charlie's life was trying to revive the American family. When he spoke to young people, he was always eager to tell them about God's vision for marriage and how if they could just dare to live it out, it would enrich every part of their life in the same way that it enriched ours. And someone once asked me how Charlie and I, how we kept our marriage so strong. when he was busy traveling. In our little secret, it was love notes. Every Saturday, Charlie wrote one for me, and he never missed a Saturday. And in every single one of them, he'd tell me what his highlight was for the week, how grateful he was for me and our babies. And always at the end, he would always end it with asking the most beautiful question. He'd always end it by asking, please let me know how I can better serve you as a husband. Charlie perfectly understood God's role for a Christian husband. A man who leads so that they can serve. To all the men watching around the world, accept Charlie's challenge and embrace true manhood. Be strong and courageous for your families. Love your wives and lead them. Love your children and protect them. Be the spiritual head of your home. But please be a leader worth following. Your wife is not your servant. Your wife is not your employee. Your wife is not your slave. She is your helper. You are not rivals. You are one flesh working together for the glory of God. I was Charlie's confidant. I was his vault. His closest and most trusted advisor, his best friend. I poured into him and loved him so deeply, empowered him, because his love for me drove me to be a better wife. Every day he honored me, and I prayed that I could be the wife that God needed me to be for my husband. Women, I have a challenge for you too. Be virtuous. Our strength is found in God's design for our role. We are the guardians. We are the encouragers. We are the preservers. Guard your heart. Everything you do flows from it. And if you're a mother, please recognize that is the single most important ministry you have. In our home, because Charlie traveled a lot, we tried to travel with him where we could. But I made sure that when Charlie returned from work, it was his sacred landing place, away from the worries of the world. I didn't make him feel guilty for being away too long or too much, or getting home too late. I always told him, home is here for you, and it'll be ready for you. And I made it into this place where he wanted to be as soon as possible when he was on the road. There was no keeping score between us. We were a team, working together for the same mission. I never wanted to be the one standing between Charlie and the task that God prepared for him, had set for him. And I knew Charlie would always do his best to help me with the same. My marriage with Charlie was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I know it was the best thing that ever happened to him as well. He wanted everyone to experience that joy. And that's what's so beautiful about God's design for marriage, is that everyone can. And I could talk endlessly about it, and years to come I will. But Charlie's mission above all was aimed directly at those who aren't married. He named his organization well. He knew things were not right with America, and especially with young people. And they needed a new direction. Charlie passionately wanted to reach and save the lost boys of the West. The young men who feel like they have no direction, no purpose, no faith, and no reason to live. The men wasting their lives on distractions, and the men consumed with resentment, anger, and hate. Charlie wanted to help them. He wanted them to have a home with Turning Point USA. And when he went onto campus, he was looking to show them a better path and a better life that was right there for the taking. He wanted to show them that. My husband, Charlie, he wanted to save young men, just like the one who took his life. That young man. On the cross, our Savior said, Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do. That man, that young man, I forgive him.
Could you imagine the emotional distress this woman is going through? Her husband just got executed 11 days ago, and she forgives the guy who did it. She forgives him. That's real Christianity. God took Charlie Kirk home to wake up the Christians in this country, to show them how disgusting they've become and how lukewarm they've become. And there's a mission for them to do, and they need to fill that mission and stop sitting their ass in a pew and doing nothing.
I forgive him because it was what Christ did. And is what Charlie would do. The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love, and always love. Love for our enemies, and love for those who persecute us. The world needs Turning Point USA. It needs a group that will point young people away from the path of misery and sin, It needs something that will lead people away from hell in this world and in the next. It needs young people pointed in the direction of truth and beauty. And so I promise you today, every part of our work will become greater. I am tremendously honored to be the new CEO of Turning Point USA. I do not take that lightly. Charlie and I were united in purpose. His passion was my passion, and now his mission is my mission. Everything that Turning Point USA built through Charlie's vision and hard work, we will make 10 times greater through the power of his memory. Chapters will grow. Thousands of new ones will be created. TP USA Faith will add thousands of new pastors and congregations. And yes, campus events will continue. And we will continue to hold debates and dialogue. The First Amendment of our Constitution is the most human amendment. We are naturally talking beings, naturally believing beings. And the First Amendment protects our right to do both. No assassin will ever stop us from standing up to defend those rights, ever. Because when you stop the conversation, when you stop the dialogue, this is what happens. When we lose the ability and the willingness to communicate, we get violence. And as I stand here now and look at this beautiful photo of my husband in front of me, hanging in the stadium. Think of my husband 13 years ago. I hadn't met him yet. He was 18 years old. Man barely out of high school. Running around the halls of the RNC. Without a dollar in his pocket and a single contact in his phone. People who saw him said that he didn't know what he was doing. But he did. He did know what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was going to change the world, and he did. Charlie's life was a turning point for this country. It was a miracle. Let that miracle that was Charlie's life be your turning point as well. Choose prayer. Choose courage. Choose beauty. Choose adventure. Choose family. Choose a life of faith. Most importantly, choose Christ. I love you, Charlie, baby. And I will make you proud. God bless you all, and God bless America.
That's what real Christianity is about. Not just selling your congregation out, signing a 501c3 tax ID number with the government, meaning you can't preach against pornography, you can't endorse a certain political candidate, you can't say anything bad about the Department of Education. He can't say to obey God over the government. He can't say the children belong to the parents instead of the state. I mean, are you out of your mind to sign something like that? And then you take 30 pieces of silver, bow your knee to Pharaoh, peddle the gospel for thousands and thousands and thousands and tens and thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, where you got your home and your vacation home and your cars and your kids in private school. This country's been pretty good to you, hasn't it? But have you been good back to this country? Start instilling that this woman is a fighter. These people are fighters out here. They're not cowards. Remember the men that gave us our political. Don't just say, "Oh, we don't get involved in politics." That's BS. That right there is of the devil. And then send that back to the pit of hell where it belongs. Jesus gave us our politics. He gave us this country to defend. He gave us our wives and our families to defend and provide for. So snap out of it and wake up and get right with God and start doing something. Jesus, faith without works is dead. God bless everybody.